What's up, Jags? I'm Maddie.
I'm Angelina.
Today, we're talking about Stranger Things. So, Season 5. Season 5 is partly out.
Partly.
How do we feel about this?
I need Volume 2 out.
I know, I'm so ready. This is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, guys. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely go watch it.
It just...
Oh, it's wild. It is wild. If you guys haven't watched Stranger Things, 10 out of 10, highly recommend. It's a fantastic show. Incredible. Amazing writing, amazing actors. The characters are incredible. The plot's amazing. It does shift a lot, which is something that I've heard a lot of people complain about. It shifts a lot from Season 1 to Season 5. But I think it's great. I think the progression is incredible.
And it's crazy that it's ending because this has been a part of our lives since 7, I think.
Forever. It came out, the first season came out in 2016. We were 7 when that happened. We were born in 2009.
That's insane.
And now we're almost 17. She turns 17 next month.
That is crazy.
That's a lot. That's wild. This show has been such a big part of so many people's lives. Like, it's actually a lot.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, I know, were super sad about Eddie's death last season.
Yeah.
And it has been said by the Duffer Brothers that there's maybe 4 or 5 confirmed deaths this season.
I can't even begin to imagine how that's going to happen. I mean, because it's all of these people are main characters that are so important to the story now. So I don't know, like, whoever they take out, like, it doesn't matter who it is. The whole fandom is going to be devastated.
It's going to suck. 100% it's going to suck.
There's also so many theories about this season that I'm so excited to see. For everybody who hasn't seen Season 5 yet, or maybe hasn't finished watching Stranger Things, here's a little recap, right? So Season 1, little kid named Will, right? Him and his little friend group, Mike, Dustin, Lucas, and Will. They're really big into D&D. They like playing games. And Will goes missing. He just disappears one night. So his friends are out on the hunt for him, and then all of a sudden this random girl shows up, right? Her name is 11. She has superpowers with her mind. She's really cool. She can throw things and close doors with her mind.
Telepathic.
Take note of the 11. Keep that in mind if you haven't seen it. And so 11 shows up, starts hanging around with the rest of the party, minus Will. Mm. So they're on the hunt for Will. 11's trying to help them find him. All this stuff.
Mike falls in love with her.
That was a plot for sure.
At the very beginning.
Like, lays eyes.
Mine.
So at the end of the season, they find out there's this alternate universe called the Upside Down, where everything is the same, but darker, colder, and, like, evil.
And in the past.
Yeah. It's stuck, I think we found out later that it's stuck on the day that the gate was opened, which was, I think, sometime in November of 1982, or was it 84? One of the two. But, so they break into the Upside Down, they find Will, they bring him home, and then we go to Season 2. So, Season 2 was the Shadow Monster, who is the, like, wispy version of the Mind Flayer, who is the main villain of Season 3. So, to defeat the Demogorgons, which are the Season 1 monster, 11 has to use her mind powers, and then she disappears into the Upside Down.
Demogorgons are supposedly what took Will in the first place.
We have theories about that. We'll get into that later. So 11 disappears. Will comes back. Everybody's safe at home except for 11. So 11 is back in the Upside Down with the Demogorgons. But she breaks back out, and she goes wandering and exploring because she's trying to leave, like, Mike and his gang alone because she doesn't want to put them in danger because she thinks she's the monster. So she breaks out of the Upside Down. She's exploring the forest. Hopper, the police chief, love him, finds her in the middle of the woods and takes her to a cabin where they stay secretly for pretty much the entire season.
Because people are searching for 11.
They know about her now, and they know she has powers, so they're trying to avoid her and hunt her down. at the
Not
same time.
avoid. Yeah, well, yeah. Test subject, basically.
So they're there the whole season. What else happens? There's Will's having nightmares and flashbacks. So he's like thinking back to the Upside Down and what happened while he was in there.
And Caesar?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah. So that whole season, he spends a lot of time at the hospital, the Hawkins Hospital. I think he's also in the lab, isn't he? Hawkins National Laboratory. Anyway, doctors are doing a bunch of studies on him to try and figure out like why he's having these like memories. This one guy, I think his name is Owen.
Yeah, Dr. Owens.
Yeah, Dr. Owens. He is just chalking it up to PTSD because I would have PTSD too. Are you kidding me? But Joyce, his mom, knows that something is wrong. She knows that this is not just PTSD. He is like truly going through unimaginable experiences. He's like, when he's having these, they call them now memories, he's like being thrown back into the Upside Down. Like, these are not just like dreams and PTSD. So that whole season is about trying to figure that out. And they find out at the end of the season that he's actually still connected to the Upside Down. So everything that he's like, all of these dreams and memories are like real life events happening in the Upside Down that he's seeing.
And then Hopper finds, like, he's getting police calls, or like, not police calls, like, he's getting called to pumpkin patches that are like connected to, like, what are they called? Tunnels?
Yeah, there's a bunch of underground tunnels that they find out are like spreading from the Upside Down. They're like, I think they're roots that are like rotting the land, and they're coming from the Upside Down. So they find out that there's a gate that's still open. A gate is how you get to the Upside Down. So they have to figure out how to disconnect Will, who is like being hunted down by this shadow monster.
And Elle's missing.
Yeah, they think she's gone.
She ran away.
So,
wait, she went to go find her mom.
Yeah. So she finds her mom, Terry Ives, my diva, who underwent while she was pregnant, she was part of a trial, what was it?
I don't even know.
I don't know, but it was like mind stuff and drugs, and it was weird. But then she had the baby, and the Hawkins National Laboratory took the baby from her, who was 11, to like test her powers and like use her for evil.
And she finds out her name is Jane.
So they find the mom, and then she runs away from that house again to go to, I think it's Illinois, to find her sister, who everybody thinks that episode was stupid, but like I knew it was relevant. I don't know, because that whole episode we saw her sister, I think 8, also Callie. We saw her once, and then she disappeared again for all 4 seasons, which was questionable, but so she finds her sister, she learns more about herself and her powers, and she learns to control them, and then she goes back home and reunites with Mike, Dustin, Will, Lucas, and this new character, Max.
While there is Demodogs.
Yeah, Demodogs are Demogorgons, but dog form.
And Dustin had like a pet Demodog that he had found, and it ate his cat.
That was fun. That was a fun thing. So anyway, Will is in the hospital still. They realize he's a spy. They call him a spy because he's seeing into the Upside Down of what the shadow monster is doing, but the shadow monster is also seeing what he's doing. So he's accidentally giving away information about his friends and family without meaning to. So they have to put him to sleep.
And where they are.
Yeah. So the shadow monster can see inside the hospital. So they have to put him to sleep and get him out.
And like cover up where they are. Like when they go to somewhere else, they have to like make it unrecognizable for Will when he wakes up, so that he doesn't know where he is, so that the Demodogs will not come and attack them.
Yeah. So they have to get him out of the hospital so they can figure out how to get this shadow monster out of him so they can close the gate, which they eventually do. 11 closes the gate, everything's good again. And then we hit season 3, where this whole season takes place in Starcourt Mall. It's a summer season. In my opinion, I think it's the best season in the whole show. I think it's amazing.
I really like it too.
Just hanging out. Like, Dustin gets back from a camp. He's got a new girlfriend that he's talking to over this super powerful radio tower that he set up on a hill. Mike and Eleven are, like, super in love. They're finally dating, and they're, like, this whole thing's going on with them where they're
Hopper
together all the
hates
time.
it.
Yeah, Hopper hates it so much.
He gets them to break up.
Yeah. Max and Lucas are dating. Everybody's, like, happy except for Will, who has no girlfriend.
And Elle and who's 11 and Max are best friends.
Yeah, locked in. So, Will's having, instead of now memories, it's these little fluttery feelings in the back of his neck. He's always going like this.
He goes,
It's funny.
and like just pauses and
Yeah.
turns around.
Sometimes he'll see like a lightning flash of a shadow. But while all of this is happening, he's having these feelings. He's trying to tell the group, but nobody's listening to him because they're all too focused on their girlfriends and boyfriends. So what happens is the shadow monster is starting to take a physical form called the Mind Flayer, where people are like melting into bones and jam-looking flesh. It's really weird, but it's like taking a physical shape. It's crazy.
It's gross. I thought it was pretty gross.
I did too, but it was really cool.
It would like go through like vents and like drains and stuff, and it'll film it until it's all the way gone, and so it'll like what's it called?
It'll like leave the bones
Yes,
behind.
it's like straining it
It's
in
weird.
some sort of way.
It's
and
really
it's
cool, though.
gross.
So Max's brother Billy shows up, and Billy is really relevant in this season. He gets possessed by the Mind Flayer, but he doesn't know it, and nobody else does because they barely even know that the Mind Flayer is there. So Billy starts acting really weird. He's doing all these strange things. He gets really extra aggressive. He randomly is super powerful. And once they find out what's happening, they have to start fighting Billy, which is hard because they're a bunch of teenagers against a grown man.
Mm-hmm.
So they spend half the season fighting Billy. But also during the season, Russians.
Oh, lots of Russians.
They find out about the Russians. The Russians are trying to open another gate because they heard about it. So Hopper, Joyce, this guy called Murray, and I think maybe one other guy are all like...
Lexi?
They're trying to stop
Alright.
the Russians from opening the gate because they know what's in there. They know how horrible it is. So the adults are fighting the Russians. The kids are fighting
Mind Flayer.
the Mind Flayer, a mush monster.
And what's it called? Steve, Erica,
Erica is Lucas's little sister.
new character Robin and Dustin are trapped in a secret Russian elevator base.
It's a crazy season. It's really crazy. It sounds stupid now that we're talking about it, but I swear it's so good. So they eventually kill the Mind Flayer, sort of. They, like, take away its power and, like, crush it. But before they do that, it bites 11. So she kills it and then loses her powers, which is really important because she kind of needs her powers for, like, everything. They kill the Mind Flayer. The adults stop the Russians, but in the process, we think Hopper gets exploded. That was a lot. That was crazy.
That was hard.
So the season ends and everybody's okay. And then, so we're into season 4 where we find out Hopper is actually alive. He just was kidnapped by the Russians and is now in, like, I think it's supposed to be Moscow.
Russia.
Yeah. And he's, like, put to work in a prison. He's, like, basically in a camp. It's, like, really kind of scary. But they're building, I think, like, a railroad or something, and they do, like, the guards do, like, betting where they throw people into a cage that has a Demogorgon in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they just, like, watch people die for fun, which is crazy. So Hopper's pretty much most of his season arc is trying to escape Russia and get back to his family, which Joyce and Murray are also in on because they know that he's there. They find out that he's there, so they go to save him.
Hopper gets a prison guard to send a doll to Joyce, who lives in California now, with Jonathan and...
Oh, yeah. Jonathan is Will's brother.
Yeah. And so they move to California. Elle is getting bullied. but she's pretending like she has friends to she's pretending like she has friends to Mike, and Jonathan turns into a big stoner.
He befriends this guy named Argyle who works at a pizza shop. Argyle's also a stoner. They're really funny. Their dynamic is so hilarious.
Oh my.
Dustin and Mike join a D&D club with Eddie, while Lucas joins the basketball team. So Lucas turns into a jock and the other two stay nerds.
Yeah.
Which is really funny because all of season 3, all Will wanted to do was play D&D, and they kept saying no, but as soon as he left, they all joined a D&D club.
Yeah, which was sad.
It was interesting. Okay, so this season is about Vecna. This is where we meet Vecna. Henry One. He's got a lot of names. So he starts possessing people.
Oh wait. Elle gets taken to the Nina Project.
Right. The Nina Project is an effort to try and get her powers back, I think. Run by Dr. Brenner, who basically has been... She calls him Papa because that's all she knew for a really long time.
Yeah.
For like pretty much all of season 1, 2, 3, and 4. So Elle's in the process of getting her powers back while Vecna is possessing people through their minds, and like he makes them levitate and then breaks their bones and like pops their eyes out, and it's crazy.
It's weird.
But every time he kills somebody, he opens a gate to the Upside Down. So he needs to open 4 total gates to take over. When he does that, he will like have control of Hawkins, which crazy. So he's doing that. He does it really slowly because he's still kind of like new to having his powers like this and using them like this. So it starts off with like a random character, I think, right? Who was the first? Random character, this cheerleader girl named Chrissy, who was really popular. Her boyfriend Jason is a basketball player. He gets really upset. They were like super in love. That'll be relevant later.
Fred.
And then, yeah, Freddie, who is like sort of friends with Nancy. They're there for a report on a newspaper, and then Freddie dies. And then Max. They're trying to set somebody up because they learned how to fight it, which is with music. So they're trying to set it up so that they can distract Vecna by basically using Max as bait. So Nancy, Steve, and Robin can go into the Upside Down and try and kill him while he's trying to possess Max. But then they're going to save Max, which was the plan.
Well, Max was already figured out that she was possessed, so that's why they're using her to bait him.
Max, I think he maybe targets people with like that are like mentally
Trauma.
having trouble because Max's brother died the previous season, obviously, so she's grieving. She's like really going through it. She's like
in front of her.
Gets really depressed. Like things are not good for her. So Vecna targets her, and they try to use that to their advantage. So Robin, Steve, and Nancy go into the Upside Down. They're on the hunt for Vecna. Vecna's trying to possess Max. So Vecna possesses Max. The 3 in the Upside Down get like stuck and almost don't make it. But they eventually make it. So they like try to kill him. They like Nancy walk him down. Wheeler shoots him down. Like they throw like I think they're Molotovs, which is like a flaming bottle at him. He's like dead. And so we thought. But to do all of this, Dustin and Eddie had to distract everything else in the Upside Down, which is like the bats, the demodogs, like all that. So.
Oh yeah, and during all of this that's happening, Elle, Mike, and Will, Jonathan. So during this whole time, Mike flew down to California to visit Will and Elle, and
Elle goes missing. Then it's just Mike and Will.
Yeah, and so they go to Susie, which is Dustin's ex.
No, I think they're still dating, just long distance.
Yeah, to try to find Elle because she's a really good hacker. And so they find Elle, they go to her, and on their way back to go save their friends, like they're running out of time, right? So they have to pull over to a pizza station.
Yeah. So while everybody's in the Upside Down, Dustin and Eddie are trying to distract them. So Eddie plays
Metallica!
Sick guitar solo. Master of Puppets. It's awesome. It's dope. But there's only 2 of them against pretty much everything in the Upside Down. So they, like, kill Vecna. Everything's okay, except it's not, because Jason, Chrissy's boyfriend that I mentioned earlier, ruins the plan because he kicks Max's Walkman and they can't get the headphones on her fast enough to save her. So Max is in a coma in the hospital. 11's trying to help her in Vecna's mind, but it doesn't work. Max is in the hospital.
She's not in the hospital while this. Oh, yeah.
She goes to the hospital after it happens. And 11 has this, like, power where she can, like, get into somebody's mind and, like, talk to them a little bit if they're not, like, awake.
Jason dies.
No, he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Does he?
Mm-hmm. Because during that thing that was happening, while Jason and Lucas were fighting, like, he's...
Oh, yeah. So the gate opened up where Max,
Because
like,
Max
died.
died for a minute straight. Her
Yeah.
heart stopped for a minute. But Elle was in her, like, head, and she, like, revived her.
She, like, woke her back up, but she stayed in a coma for, like, forever, basically. But Jason falls into the gate. Jason's gone. Whatever. We don't like Jason.
He got dissolved.
Yeah, so everybody's in the hospital, like, visiting Max. Like, she's not awake. Like, 11 can't get into her mind because we don't think there's anything there. Like, it's this whole thing. It's crazy. And then we hit season 5, which we can't really talk about because I don't know how many of you have seen it.
And Mr. Billington told us if we talk about it that we're going to fail this class.
Yeah, he told us. So I guess now we can get back into the theories. That was a really long recap. I'm sorry.
I mean, that was all 4 seasons, so, like...
Yeah. Okay. What else do we have? Oh, there's this really cool theory that in season 1, 11 was, like she sacrificed Will to Vecna.
Oh, yeah, and that she was the one who opened the shed door because Duffer Brothers said that Demogorgons don't have telepathic powers.
And a lot of people think they saw Vecna in episode 1 of season 1, which also has been debunked, so it's not possible.
They also confirmed that Vecna wasn't made during
They didn't have him as a character until way later. So who opened the door with their mind powers? We don't know. But also, we know that we're pretty sure that 11 was sleeping in the buyer's shed, which is where Will disappeared from.
Because there was a sleeping bag.
So we don't know. It's interesting because if you've watched season 5, it doesn't seem like it would make sense, but also it sort of does at the same time.
If you are going to watch season 5, I suggest rewatching a couple episodes.
Most of them are from season 2. The Duffer Brothers have put something out there suggesting which ones to watch if you don't have a whole ton of time. I'm pretty sure it's like 4 episodes. I think they're all from season 2. Sorry, not season 4.
I think so too. Another theory there is supposedly Will's gay. A lot of people think Will's gay.
We believe that pretty heavily. It's like, I feel like it's pretty obvious.
And the actor himself is gay, so.
Yeah, it makes sense. It explains a lot about his character. It's cool. But also Robin from season 3, she is gay. We know she is.
But nobody knows that she's gay except for Steve because they're best friends.
Yeah, and it's the
Steve
80s,
falls
so like
for her during their getting caught by the Russians and they're drugged and they are in a movie theater. Then they run to the bathroom and then Steve confesses his feelings for her and then she's like, "Oh wait, but I'm gay," and he's like, "Wait, what?" So they become best friends with each other.
They're really cool. It's fun. Oh, there's also, speaking of Robin, I want to talk about the Enzo's theory and then also the bike light theory. Okay, so starting with the Enzo's theory, because I feel like that's the less terrifying of the two. The Enzo's theory is a lot of the times when any couple in this show schedules a date for Enzo's, which is like the fancy restaurant in town, the date gets canceled because something happens and then something horrible happens to one of the characters.
Or they either go missing, right, because Hopper went missing.
In season 3, Joyce and Hopper had a scheduled date for Enzo's after they defeated the Russians, but instead of that happening, Hopper gets exploded. So they didn't get their date and we thought Hopper died. That was crazy. So then there's the bike light theory, because it's the 80s, they're teenagers, so most of them just ride bikes all the time. Mm-hmm. So there's a theory that when there's a group of people on a bike and there's a wide shot of it, usually somebody's bike light will be on, even if it's like day, night, like whenever. and usually something ends up happening to that person. Will's was the only one that was on in the first episode of season 1, and he went missing. And then in season 4, when they were in the Upside Down, Eddie's was on, and he ended up dying. Those will be relevant, we think. We don't know. Again, it's a theory, but I think they have meaning. If they have meaning, I think I'm canceling this show, but it's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool theories, a lot of cool things to talk about.
Yeah.
Guys, season 5 is really good. Like, I've 4 episodes. By the way, they really upped the runtime of the episodes. I'm pretty sure each episode is like at least an hour.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's really cool. I basically just watched 4 movies in one night.
I was up till 3.
It's cool. And I know a lot of people don't like that when episodes are super long, but for a show like this, like, it's nice. They also, they could have just expanded it into more episodes because there's going to be 8 total. We have 4 so far. But I like the movies because it's cool. Like,
Papa, more movie.
That's another big thing in this show is, like, friends don't lie is, like, their whole saying. Because in season 1, Elle didn't talk very much. So one of the big things she said was friends don't lie because that's what Mike told her. She held on to that. It's, like, still a thing that they say. It's cool.
Yeah. Friends don't lie, but boyfriends lie.
Didn't Max say that?
Yeah.
That was so funny. That was really funny. I love Max. Max is an icon.
We love Max.
Truly a diva.
I think that's it. We'll come back when...
Yeah, I guess we'll make another episode when the next 3 episodes come out.
Yep. Good luck.
Have fun if you haven't watched it yet.
Prepare yourself. What's up, Jags?
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Angelina.
And today, we're back for part 2 and 3 of our Stranger Things podcast.
Season 5.
Right. It's over. The whole thing is out.
The whole season is over.
The whole show is over.
The whole show is over.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
A lot of our childhood just ended.
Almost 10 years in the making, and it's done. There's nothing left.
Mm-mm. What were your thoughts about Conformity Gate?
I didn't hear about that until, I think, the 6th of January.
Mm.
I understand the logic behind thinking that, but also I feel like it's obvious it's not going to happen.
I wanted it to happen, but I knew that it wasn't going to.
Yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, Conformity Gate was a theory that they were secretly going to release a 9th episode on the 7th of January because people hated the ending so much that they thought it was fake. So, that obviously didn't happen.
Yeah, only 8 episodes.
Yeah. But what they did do was release a documentary about how they produced season 5. So, take a look at that if you are interested.
I don't know if we went over this, but people are saying it's a secret podcast about something that actually happened in real life.
Yeah, it was this theory about something called, actually I don't know what it was called, but I know it happened in Montauk, where this guy supposedly, I think it was an ex-veteran, supposedly discovered a military base where they were using children for experiments. That was crazy. But obviously nobody believed him. So, we don't know if it was real or not.
What was most shocking to you?
I don't know about, like, plot-wise shocking, but there were a couple things that threw me off a little bit. There were a good number of questionable plot holes. Like, for starters, why did Vicky just disappear? Where did she go? Like, they didn't give us Byler, which, me personally, I didn't think it was going to happen, but I'm not against it. But then also, they took away the only gay couple in the show, and one of them just disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Which, like, I guess she wasn't that major of a character enough that she would be part of it, but...
Also, people are saying Nancy's lesbian.
Yeah, people shipped Nancy and Robin. It stemmed in the 4th season when they were like investigating like the Creels and all that, which I thought it was plausible. I still kind of do, but I'm not mad it didn't happen.
I just wish Steve and Nancy were endgame.
Me too. I'm glad Jonathan and Nancy weren't, though.
Me too. They're a good couple, though, in real life.
What did you think about the unproposal?
I thought it was weird. I didn't understand it until TikTok.
That's what a lot of people said. I understood it for the most part, I think. I was a little confused at a couple parts along the way, but I feel like I understood it well enough. But I think they should have died. They should have died after that scene. Maybe that's like crazy to say, but that's something that emotional, and like they had that whole conversation because they were convinced they were going to die, and then all of a sudden they just didn't.
The Duffer Brothers said that there were 5 confirmed deaths, and there was only technically 1, which was Callie.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that she died.
Me too. I hated her. Like, okay. What do you think about Mike's theory that Ella's still alive?
I believe it.
I do too.
Because how did she use her powers with the kryptonite sound? Her nose wasn't bleeding.
Yeah.
So.
I believe. It makes a lot of sense. And a lot of people I see saying it's just like, oh, that whole thing was just Mike predicting futures for his friends. But at least to me, I interpreted it as like he was predicting the future, but also it was cutting to scenes of them in the future with things that were actually happening. At least that's what I thought, but I don't know.
My brother thought Mr. Clark was the bad guy.
Really?
He was like, what if Mr. Clark's behind everything?
That would have been kind of funny. I'm glad in the end Mr. Clark did get to see what was happening. I feel like that was a good place for him to be. But also, where did he go? What happened with him?
I don't know.
So many characters just didn't get endings.
Also, the steel cover-up for the gate, that is such a, like, you can't hype it up like that and then just put steel covers over it.
I know.
Like, you can literally just lift up. Like, you're going to tell me no one bothered to just lift it up?
That's genuinely something that I do not believe, is that nobody in that town questioned anything.
Exactly.
Like, the military just invaded your town, covered random holes in the earth with metal, and like
earthquake, but it was red, glowing red.
You're literally not allowed to leave your town.
Yeah.
Like, you're telling me nobody thought anything of that and tried to like escape or anything, or like get into the Upside Down?
Yeah. I thought they were going to explain a lot more stuff than they did.
Yeah. They just skipped so much of it just to get into the plot of the season, but then the plot of the season wasn't even that good.
Yeah.
Like, okay, not the plot. The plot was good, but the execution was not.
How did they kill the Mind Flare in like that short of time? And if the Demogorgons and bats came from Dimension X,
where were they?
Were they in the Demogorgon, like how, or not Demogorgon, were they in the Mind Flare, like in season 3?
That was something that was disproven, was that they did not turn into the Mind Flayer.
Then where were they?
Mexico? I don't know.
Vacation?
Dude, they just, because I know they killed at least 3 of them, but I know for a fact there's more than 3. And you're telling me that nothing, like, the Demo Dogs, where are they? The Demo Bats? Like, sure, maybe the Demogorgons are dead, hypothetically. Maybe all of the Demogorgons are dead because there's only, like, 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the rest of the creatures that were in the Upside Down?
Yeah. And...
Guys?
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought the final battle was way, way too fast. Especially for, like, they're outside of their own home turf. They've never been here before.
It's a whole nother dimension. Like, you have... I saw a good explanation, which I'm like a Minecraft nerd, so this made sense for me. But you're kind of thinking of it as like you have it up here, Dimension X, and you have that curve, right, which is the
Nether.
nether.
Yeah.
So, wait.
The end, the nether,
Yeah,
and the overworld.
the end, the nether, and the overworld. Which the end would be Dimension X, the nether would be the, what's it called? Upside down, and then overworld.
That actually makes a lot of sense. That's totally plausible. Because they're, like, basically the same, just one of them is blocks and one of them is a TV show.
I love Minecraft.
Me too. It just is so, like, when you go into the end, you have to prepare like crazy, but also sometimes you still just, like, don't make it.
Yeah.
And it takes forever to defeat the Ender Dragon unless you're, like, an absolute, like, Minecraft god.
I think the end fight should have been longer and more harder. I think, more people should have died.
Yeah. In the first episode of this podcast, we complained about 5 people dying, but now that it didn't happen, like, it just feels wrong.
Yeah.
It's too easy. Somebody needed to die.
Other than Callie.
Yeah. That basically didn't even count, because, like, nobody liked her anyway. Who were the 5 deaths? Soldier 1, Soldier 2, Demogorgon,
2
like...
episodes throughout that... 1 episode throughout the whole season, and then 2...
She, like, did not have any screen time, and she still managed to be the most hated character in the entire TV show.
Yeah. That's sad.
I know. It's stupid, like... Because she's the reason that Elle decided she needed to die, too.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they could have found ways around it. But also, considering nobody else died, like, it kind of had to happen.
You know, when you start it, you gotta end it. She started it, she ended it.
Yeah.
I knew that she was going to die.
Yeah. It made a lot of sense for her, unfortunately. But
yeah. You open the gate, you gotta close it.
Yeah. I wish, like, there was a chance for a reunion, you know? Because she, like, the only friends she's ever had, the people that she grew up with that got her out of her, like, abusive situation, she just has to up and leave them and move to some random different country.
I want an available backstory on Henry.
Me too. I want to know more.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, there's a Broadway play called something Shadows.
You can only see it in Broadway.
Yeah, it's only on Broadway. So it's not openly available to just, like, average everyday fans.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much in that play that explains almost everything about Henry, about Dimension X, about where his powers came from, about how the Upside Down opened. It's this whole, like, it explains his entire arc from good to evil. And we can't watch it.
It bothers me.
I don't understand the point of creating media that explains a background to a well-known public piece of media, but then making that explanation media, like,
private.
Yeah, like, nobody can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even know that half of the cast of Stranger Things has seen it.
They should make another season.
They should. I know, like, that's supposed to be the big end, but it wasn't right.
I don't know. I just feel like there could be a lot more. But at the same time, what else could there be? But at the same time, there's a lot to be. Because, like, who opened the door in the shed for season 1? Because it's confirmed that Demogorgons don't have telepathic powers. So
I just would love to see, it doesn't even have to be the Duffer Brothers at this point, but I would love to see, like, a genuine production, like a redo of season 5, but to higher standards.
Mm-hmm.
I would be okay if it was just a knockoff at this point. Like, I want something that was better than what we got.
I need answers.
For the fact that this show has been going for almost 10 years, you'd think that the finale would have been better. You'd think they would have left it, like, me personally, I really liked the epilogue. I thought the epilogue was really good, but I think the first half of the first half of the finale episode just kind of was lacking, I feel like.
Yeah. I don't know. Could have been a lot better, but
Yeah.
I still enjoy. I mean, I enjoyed it. Right.
Me too. For how much we've been complaining, I did think it wasn't horrible, but it also, in comparison to the rest of the show that we've seen, it definitely could have been way better.
What was your favorite season?
My favorite season, I think, has to be season 3. I think that was the best season in the whole show.
Mine is season 3. I don't know. I feel like they just hyped up season 5 so much.
Yeah, everybody was so excited.
And they're like, not a single dry eye is going to be, like, they're like telling us how we're all going to be like sad. I think I shed like one tear.
I was crying so much.
I didn't.
But I also just cry a lot when I watch TV. I get emotionally attached to a lot of stuff. But I watched it with a couple friends, and I think only one of the 4 of us were not absolutely sobbing.
I freaked out when Steve was about to fall.
I think everybody did. I think the whole world collectively gasped at the same time.
I hated it.
I did too. But looking back, like, if he died, I would have been upset, but also not, because somebody needed to die.
The Duffer brothers said that they were going to kill him off in season 1, but then decided not to.
Yeah, and then they gave him character development. And then it's just, I feel, looking back, like, I feel stupid because of all of the theories that people were saying and, like, everything that people thought was going to happen, and then we just didn't get, like, anything.
Yeah. Could have been a lot
like,
better.
I know you can do better.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm glad we got something. I'm glad we got such a beautiful ending. But the middle parts kind of made that ending feel not as good as it was.
It was a different ending, I'm not going to lie. Like, I get that I don't think she needed to die.
I don't either, but it also does make a lot of sense. Like, I'm not mad that that's what they decided.
I don't like that she died.
Yeah. I would have liked it better if it was something else,
Mm-hmm.
but I definitely get the idea. What I really wish would have happened was in the scene that they cut to her walking and hiking up to that town. I wish we would have gotten a little bit more with that, of her,
Mm-hmm.
like, using her powers to check up on Mike.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
And, like, you could always tell when she did that, like, Mike knew she was there. I think that's really cool.
I thought that was a really sweet detail that they added, was he just always knew
Mm-hmm.
where she was.
Or not, like, where she was, but, like, that she was there whenever she was.
Yeah. I thought that was... They deserved so much better. Their ending had so much potential. Like, they deserved it. After everything that 11 went through, and, like, Mike with growing up and dealing with all of this, and, like, he lost his best friend, and then his best friend came back, and then he lost his girlfriend, like, 4 different times, and now
Mhm.
she's dead.
I'm glad that they gave Byler closure.
The closure was, like, a little weird.
Friends?
No.
Best friends.
That's such an odd way to say it. I don't know. They made Mike such a questionable character up until the last, like, hour of the show. Like, he, in all of the previous seasons, he was great, but I feel like he was just a side character this time.
Yeah.
He was, like, all he was, like, Will's motivation, and, like, 11 and Mike kind of didn't even seem like they were in love unless they were together, is my thing. Like, they almost didn't care about each other unless they were right in front of each other. Which is, I know they're, like, preoccupied, but there wasn't even, like, a thought to the other while they were apart.
There was more thought in, like, season 3.
Yeah. Even season 4. Like, a lot of people didn't like season 4 because of the dramatic shift in the storytelling, but even season 4 was better than this.
Yeah.
I liked season 4.
I was a fan, but I really like season 3, so I'm biased.
Me too. Alright, season 3 is my all-time favorite, but season 4 is definitely good.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are upset with it. So, like the ending.
Yeah. not very many people liked it, I think, which is unfortunate. I don't know. Some people are honestly just complaining to complain because they just hate everything and it doesn't go exactly how they wanted, so they get upset.
Yeah.
But people are complaining about things that they don't need to complain about.
People always do that.
Yeah. I feel like it's especially bad this season. Which
I don't know. I started rewatching Stranger Things, and a lot of it is making a lot more sense. But
yeah,
at the same time, it's just like, why?
they like connected so many things and then forgot about so many other things.
I agree with that.
I just something I want to know is like, what were Steve and Dustin poking on the mind flayer? Because like, was it eggs?
Eggs, I think.
Was it?
A lot of people think they're eggs.
That could make sense. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that scene when Steve was just putting the ladder on the stairs. Oh, that
one made me cry.
I think that's the scene where I cried.
Yeah, that one was emotional. That one was kind of crazy.
I love them. They're great together.
Me too. I'm glad they made up. I think
Me too.
would have canceled this show if they ended on bad terms.
That would have sucked.
I also really like Steve's ending. I like that he stayed in Hawkins and became like a coach and teacher. Like that feels right for him to me.
Yeah.
That just because he loves to be around kids. Like, I'm honestly surprised he like didn't open a daycare or something. I want to know more about some of their endings. Like, I know, like, Jonathan went to college, became a film major. Like, Nancy, what did Nancy do?
I don't know.
I think she's stuck around to help with a newspaper or something. I don't know. That's my point, though. I want to know a little bit more. I want to know how they're doing.
We should have, like, spin-offs. I want spin-offs.
I think Nancy's getting a spin-off, but I think
I want, what's it called? Steve and Robin to have a spin-off.
Me too. But I think Nancy's spin-off is set between season 4 and 5 when they're, like, her and Robin are, like, investigating. I don't think it's going to be anything, like, really new to the story, which kind of is sad. What I really want is, like...
I want explanations!
Me too. I want something for the future where they, like... You really see what everybody is doing. Like, you see them when they're married and maybe they have their own kids and maybe somebody moves back to Hawkins in the end. Maybe they all move out.
Yeah.
I want more closure.
I feel like we didn't get a lot of that, so.
Yeah. It's so... They kind of started on the closure and then cut it off before it really felt substantial enough to be able to be done.
Yeah.
And part of that could be biased because the show's been going for so long and I, like, don't want it to be done. But I just...
A lot of people don't.
For the fact that it's been going for so long, like, I feel like we needed
a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
I agree. I want more to Stranger Things, but that's not going to happen.
I know.
So, R.I.P.
I need something else. It just didn't feel like enough. And part of that could be because everything just felt so, like, fast-tracked.
Right.
Like, all of this happened in the span of, like, 2 or 3 days, I think. And they didn't stop to sleep or eat, but they also just did everything in 2 seconds.
What were your thoughts on when you figured out it was Holly falling?
I was so scared. I was so scared. I genuinely thought she was going to die.
Me too.
I was terrified.
I thought she was going to die.
Me too.
Sure.
And with Nancy right in front of her too.
Mm-hmm.
But that was...
Bro, that would have been a good scene.
Yeah. I also, though, like, at the end of season 4, we saw somebody falling.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That was something that only a couple people noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that was Holly?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would make sense. That's such a crazy idea because that plays into, like, time travel, kind of.
Do you think?
Yeah, because it was at the end of season 4, and the part where she fell were a couple months apart at least, I think, because everybody like grew their hair back and all that stuff. So there had to have been time between it,
Yeah, I guess.
which means, like, would have been.
I just started rewatching it, so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a lot of faith that at the end, Vecna was going to turn back into Henry and, like, apologize for everything he did, or, like, turn good and help them defeat the Mind Flayer. Even if he didn't help them defeat the Mind Flayer, like, I thought he was going to, like,
Billy.
yeah, I thought he was going to end up at least a little bit remorseful,
Mm-hmm.
where, like, even if it was on the spike while he was dying, I thought he was going to transform back into Henry and be like, I'm sorry. Or, like, I didn't mean for this to happen.
I didn't think that was gonna happen, to be honest.
I thought it did, and I kind of wish it would have. They kind of played it up like it was going to a little bit with him in the cave, and, like,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
I think it would have added to it if he, like, turned, I don't want to say good, like, he wasn't going to turn good, but if he just, like, realized the error of his ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What did you think about Will's coming out scene?
I think it was good for the plot because Vecna was using it against him. But at the same time, I feel like it was a lot bigger than it needed to be.
I disagree a little bit, but I also have a different perspective than you do because I'm actually gay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like to an extent it felt accurate to, like, somebody actually coming out, but also
Right.
it was the 80s, so it's, like, a big thing to be gay. So it takes a lot of build up to talk about something like that.
I keep seeing, like, videos of it's, like, Will coming out, and then it switches to Steve saying, what the hell is wrong? Or, like,
Yeah.
what the heck is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's funny. Those ones are silly to me. My biggest thing about his coming out thing is I think not everybody needed to be there.
Right.
It should have been, like, definitely the party needed to be there. His parents. Well, I guess kind of. Hopper should have been there, I think. But
Wait, where was
like,
Hopper
what do you mean?
in that time?
He was there. I think he was just standing in the back.
Mm.
Like, and I think Robin being there was good because she was kind of like a support for him in that moment.
Yeah. The
But,
reason
like,
why he actually did
yeah,
come out.
like Murray didn't need to be there. Erica didn't need to be there. Vicky didn't need to be there. Wasn't Mr. Clark there? Mr. Clark didn't need to be there.
Mr. Clark's amazing.
I do. I love Mr. Clark. There were too many people there that
I
just
did agree
didn't,
that
like,
there were a lot of people there.
yeah, it feels weird. Like, I know he has to get it out there, but it really should only be the people that he actually is, like, close with and cares about.
Yeah. Who needed
Like,
to know?
I guess, like, honestly, I don't even think Nancy even needed to be there. Like, I know they kind of, like, he grew up with her, but it just didn't feel like they're not close enough that I think it's important that she needed to be in the room.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of what I meant by, like, it was a bit
Bigger
big.
than it needed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I don't know. It just felt a little weird, but it was okay enough, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They got the point across. Like, they did what they needed to do. I thought it was generally good. I just have some critiques, obviously. That happens. But
I mean, with anything, right?
yeah.
It's normal.
And there's probably somebody out there who thought it was a perfect scene. That's
Mhm.
fine. Like, it wasn't bad. I just have bits and pieces that I'd be okay if they were different.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw a theory that Vicky snitched when the military found her and Max in the squawk.
Huh.
That she, like, told the military exactly what was going on and where everybody was.
How would she have done that?
She knew the plan, so she would have just told him. But I don't know. I don't know my thoughts on that because it could be plausible, but at the same time, when they were in the squawk,
she seemed very scared.
Yeah, and also like Dr. K was downstairs in the basement or wherever it was, and she like found the plans, so it makes sense that they would know.
Yeah.
But I think it would be kind of interesting if Vicky did snitch. That would add a little more to the story. I think they could have done more with that.
That would be a bigger plot.
Yeah.
Plot switch.
Okay, we good.
All right. Well, that's all I have to say.